Welcome back, and thank you very much to Wembley Sports for my beautiful outfit this morning. Robert Coleman and the team, thank you very much. Indeed, my guest in studio, Alfred Thompson, he's a member of the National Communications Team of the NPP. Nanaya Achimpe Jantwa is the General Secretary of the CPP, and also the Honourable George Kweku Ricketts Hagan is a Member of Parliament for the good people of Cape Coast South. Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start this with you, Nanaya. Closing thoughts as we wrap up. So you've heard the NPP and the NDC. Unfortunately, you are not in Parliament, so I can't ask you any questions from Parliament. But look, sitting outside Parliament, what sentiments do you have? And I'm asking this because we may have the same motive. Ken must go. But the NDC is choosing to use the long process of censure. The initial conversation was that let Ken go now. But now we have to go through the process because Honorable Afenyo-Markin had raised questions about the fact that he also needed to be heard, audio term pattern and all of that. Now we are going through the process. The majority has come back, or if you like, gone back on their words, and they are going to sit. Kweku Ricketts Hagan is not too sure what will happen, but he says Parliament has a responsibility, and that if the budget will be read, no matter who will read it, they'll be there. But the bottom line is that Ken must go. What do you say?
What do we say?
Yes, you.
The point is that Honorable was saying, he said certain things, and that is the responsibility of us as a nation, as Parliament, to sit and have a budget.
That's right.
The point is that this budget that we read the budgets in 2021 for 2022. How many of the programs and policies were implemented? Mostly what happens is that when it comes to nuisance taxes and punitive taxes, they implement those ones as there are speculation that VAT is going to go up, home owners tax is going to go up and all that. They implement those ones, but those ones on the social things that they have to implement, they do not do it. You see, our budgets, especially the NPP budgets, they have become textbooks like reference documents. Yes, they are textbooks, academic materials. Because they are textbooks.
The beginning was cantata and account drama, now it's textbook.
No, the budgets are textbooks. No, I'm serious. Because, for instance, you start. We had a lot of hope in you start.
Right.
They would say they were going to start it immediately. Yeah. After 1 year, 1.5 years.
It was announced in 2020 as Youth Bank.
Yes.
And then, in fact, 2019 as Youth Bank. And then we were told that we used the whole 2020 to do feasibility studies. And then in 2021, it was announced as Youth Start.
Yes.
And that it was going to start immediately for 2022.
Yes.
And we are here.
Yes, in this after 1 year. And that is the only thing. That is what I am saying, that you see what we don't even need a budget. You see, if Honorable is saying that they have to push government to the wall, the way to push government to the wall is for us not to have this budget. And where is the money that we are going to use to implement this budget? The IMF.
Let me disappoint you, Oliver. Put the release from the Office of the Minority Leader on the screen. Dated the 23rd of November 2022. It says NDC Group will be in Parliament for the 2023 budget statement. The NDC Group in Parliament wishes to place on record that it will be in Parliament on Thursday, 24th November 2022 for the presentation of the 2023 budget to save the ailing economy. Our presence will be without prejudice to the ongoing committee hearings on the motion of censure brought before the Finance Minister, who we hold responsible together with other government appointees for the collapse of the Ghanaian economy and the attendant hardships. While we remain committed to seeing through the process to censure the Finance Minister, we are mindful of our duty to carry out oversight on the executive and preserve the interests of the Ghanaian people whose livelihoods the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration had severely undermined through mismanagement of the economy. We are also mindful of the timelines regarding the IMF negotiations and the crucial role a timely presentation of the 2023 budget will play in the advancement of these talks aimed at securing a program to bring the ailing economy back to track. We, however, wish to make it clear that we will resist any effort to impose additional hardship on Ghanaians through draconian and delirious fiscal policies in the budget. We have on many occasions offered clear alternative pathways to resuscitating the economy and have highlighted the need for drastic cuts in non-essential government expenditures and more prudent use of scarce national resources. We have also demanded greater transparency and accountability in public financial management. It is our expectation that our many alternative proposals will find expression in the budget and signal a change in course by the failed Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government. We wish to assure Ghanaian people that we stand with them in these difficult times and will not relent in our efforts to hold the managers of the economy to account. We must, however, place on record that the flip-flop behavior of the NPP NPs amounts to a betrayal of the public trust. Signed, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. So the NDC is talking about flip-flop, but they will be there.
But we're all talking about flip-flop with the majority. I mean, if they will be there, that's their prerogative. Me, these are words. Me, I'm now fed up.
That's what I was telling you.
Right.
You see, I'm now fed up with the, the rhetoric. Everybody is talking. What is important is how are we going to salvage this economy, and that is the most important. You see, the first thing, it was a flawed process. For those MP, the process they went through was flawed to get Ken Ofori-Atta.
By coming to make that public announcement.
No, even to get Ken Ofori-Atta as the finance minister in 2020.
The vetting process.
It was a flawed process.
Has agreed to it that it was a
mistake. He has agreed to it, but what about his people? He's only one person.
Well,
and from the very beginning, he himself didn't want it. How come he had a unanimous approval? And today we are here.
If one person had objected, like he couldn't have gone. If one person,
openly had objected openly. Nobody did.
I mean, they all did.
They all did, and
So
that process was
flip-flop ideas from the minority as well.
Please, that process was flawed from the very, very beginning, and this is where we are today. But I am asking, we are coming to read a budget, a textbook, an academic material, which becomes a reference material. No, but where is the money that we are going to use to implement this budget? We are still waiting on IMF. We are still waiting. Where is the money?
Revenue mobilization.
Revenue mobilization, increase in VAT. You see, when you started your e-levy, people stopped sending Momo. Everybody stopped. And the thing just flopped like that.
No, it didn't flop. It's still...
How much?
So far, what you've gotten is
No,
quite
because
good. So when
please,
I beg you, are going to reduce it and get
you are going
the brackets. And
you are going to which bracket? At this time, which bracket? You were getting money from the toll booths. I've never seen a government like this. Never.
Like what?
You were getting 70 million Ghana cedis from the toll.
You didn't know over 3/4 of that money was going to the people who were collecting.
No, but I am.
They gave
please,
it to
I beg
the persons living with disability or
no,
the private contractors.
Private contractors to collect.
I am saying
And
that
about
that
was
is
going
where
to them.
you see that is where you are not prudent, because if you are government, you are talking about digitalization. Why don't you digitalize the system?
If you've privatized,
I am saying that
okay,
no, but
we need to go.
Why should you privatize it?
So why should you invest in it?
I'm telling you that why
it?
do you privatize it?
Okay.
It is your responsibility to make sure that money and revenue is mobilized.
Because we have 38 of those tolling points, right?
Yes.
About 20 of them are privatized, and 18 is what we manage.
And my dear,
the privatized places are where they make the most.
Yes, but nobody asked you to privatize it.
Nobody asked you.
And
we came to meet
but
it.
you promised change. You promised change. Where's the change?
When you sign stringent contracts, how do you just change it?
Oh, it was stringent.
Yes.
So now that you have collapsed
So when
the
we are
tolling
coming
points,
back, when we are coming back,
hold on.
we are going to put it.
Johnny, let me ask you a question.
No, not me. I'm not part of that.
You see, the point
Who watches
is that,
the watching man?
are you saying
can't
that
question me.
government hasn't got a monitoring and evaluation role, so that private sector people just come into this country and do what they like? If, for instance, there are flaws in there are leakages, what is the responsibility of government to ensure that these leakages are blocked? It is about revenue mobilization. So if you throw your hands in the air and you say that because they were leakages,
Alfred, We'll see the Vox Pop, but Alfred, the key question is that you say the private sector was making more money,
from it.
But now that you have collapsed all the tolling points,
you are not getting.
and you are talking about stringent contracts.
You are not getting anything.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying.
What
you finish?
What exactly are you talking
But
about?
I was talking. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, so you let me talk.
Why should I let you talk?
Okay,
Talk.
Let's take a look at the Vox Pop.
What I'm saying is
No, sorry, I'll come to you. Sorry. Let's take a look at the Vox Pop. We went on the street to ask people about what they felt about the budget.
Ohwe na enye Yesu a ene to na omotutu mu ni ade no do mu mia no mom na omontetifu ene nyamanyama yi no so na mo man ni mu enjo because o ma ya ba mabu
Governor says I don't need to make coffee. Obodu station no aka if it's a phone na ye to no want to me to fuel o kufa do betie ya akoma papa nko gina wo me no mo bi fufuro mra na nso no so hwe se e be boa man na na
Tama omampani kofo bae no wona osafmafo be ya adwuma beto hwe ya na ne omanko yie no pam ne furo makojo ban no di bae oba nso ne makoyie wo ho na masokfo di loan ba na gigigi papa already ono ne bae ne yehunu hwe uka kura no ye nti we nya de a obeboa wa sema kire obeka nka se papa bia kire enti ne basiri se pam ne furo no bi furo mla
manu mayedin di ebedi kra yedin just say unsuo kra nya price come up here water kra nya price 50 pesos say come and cedi say manu mayedin to say we dey panachon ko to jogu fam on tete ne ma so na yehu ne ebe.
Well, that's the ordinary Ghanaian. They want the prices of goods, reduced, and they also want the tolling points back. Alfred says they signed stringent contracts, but the minister who woke up on the 17th of November, even though the Minister for Finance said subsequent to parliamentary approval, he's a lawyer, by the way. He just went to council. He told us that people were fighting there. If people fight, police has to get in. People have to be charged for causing public nuisance and all of that. We have not heard anything 2 years on, but here we are. Alfred, you were saying?
Yes, I was saying that we'll bring the toll booth back at the right time when we've put all the necessary measures in place. We're digitalizing everything. So once we go and digitalize it, at the end of the day,
people say reduce the prices of stuff.
Oh,
don't put more hardship on them. Today, don't give them new taxes.
Going to increase
today, we have to do revenue mobilization because unfortunately,
what does that mean?
We can't go onto the world market to
what does that
funding.
mean? Revenue mobilization.
What does
we
that
have
mean?
to increase our revenue mobilization.
So you tax the people more. Are you going to tax the people more?
We have to bring the system back to normal.
So you are going to tax the people more.
These people are pharaohs,
the system back to normal.
So you are going to tax the people more.
You don't want the system to come back.
No, I don't know. I'm asking you what it means.
So let's see what the budget will come out with.
We are going
to do increased revenue mobilization.
Okay, what does it mean to the ordinary?
We are going to add some taxes somewhere, and we are going to reduce some taxes somewhere.
Where?
So is Ajana or Ajana too?
Oh yes, you have to manage the situation where we need to increase the tax and make more revenue for the government so that they can manage their ongoing projects and also make the economy sustainable. We would have to do that. And where we have to reduce taxes so that we can get more from the kitty or from the people into the kitty, we would have to.
You're going to increase consumption taxes. That will affect the people directly. And then give tax waivers to the big people who can pay taxes.
Yes.
Which tax waivers? Which tax waivers?
That you have not been to Parliament recently. Eh?
Oh, well, the budget is
ask Mr. Hagan, he will tell you.
No, those tax exemptions and things, they've passed the new law on the tax exemption. So that has been scrapped. Those tax exemptions are
why
gone.
don't you want to reduce your expenditure?
Am I lying?
Why don't you?
Haven't you passed them?
Sorry, I want to get. Why don't you see there are two options? You want to mobilize whatever revenue.
Yeah.
So you are thinking of increasing the taxes. Why don't you cut down on your expenditure and your taste?
We are doing that as well.
Where?
In every aspect.
The president is in Qatar.
It's a special visit.
Did he go alone?
Very, very necessary.
He didn't go alone. He will take per diem.
But the president cannot walk alone. You don't expect the president.
You have the closing thoughts. What should we expect from Parliament today?
Well,
in terms of the budget,
hopefully,
have you picked any signals?
Hopefully, a budget will be ready today. And
because we have had a Sempa budget, Ejuma budget, Impuntuo budget, Ajenkwa budget. This one should be a Subampa budget.
Well, we're looking for a budget that will bring relief to Ghanaians. I mean, that will lessen the burden on the kind of hardship that we are having at the moment. And one that will do a proper fiscal consolidation in terms of looking at the revenue, measures without actually bringing in any more nuisance taxes. my
Nuisance.
belief is that they will try and reduce. They will go for an indirect tax. So they will try and do some reduction on the e-levy and then put it on VAT.
Okay.
So basically, they will rob Peter. They will rob Peter.
Okay.
To rob Peter to people. In fact, the expenditure
because people are not paying the e-levy, so but VAT is a given.
Well, it's a nuisance tax, isn't it? That's why people are not paying.
Yes, e-levy.
Okay.
No, I mean,
We have to go.
No, but one important thing that
We have to go. Our time is up.
The budget is the local capacity building. That we're going to do more, push more into the local capacity to do a lot of exports. Then we stabilize our system. So that is
you should review 1D, 1F.
Yes.
it's part of all the local capacity. It's all part of the local capacity.
Okay, we have to go. Kweku Hagan is the Member of Parliament for Cape Coast South. He has been here on the ticket of the NDC. Nanaya Jantwa is the General Secretary of the CPP, and also Alfred Thompson. He is a member of the National Communications team of the NPP. And Nanaya says she misses her ladies. Well, next week, hopefully they'll be here. We're in Parliament today. We'll bring you an extensive coverage of the budget reading and hearing. Now we know that the majority and the minority will be in Parliament. Yes, and these are the same people who told us that they will not be there, will chicken out, they are representing you. Well, that's the situation. Let me speak like ATM on that they told us that they will not be there.